And the big question is, why? Why now? Why is he coming out and saying this now, considering all the summer where he had all those problems? Suddenly he gets a standing ovation after his performance against Granada. 2 days later, he comes out and said, no, I've had enough because you dropped me in that Champions League game.
Well, that's a great way to start, Dan, because if you read the opening part of this article, and it fits exactly with your question, the opening part of this article is Bale can take no more. And at that point, because of the timing, as you rightly say, you're thinking, what, he can take no more what? Of being a starter in the team that's top of the league, who's just provided a wonderful assist and been given an ovation by the fans. This isn't the moment to be thinking, I can take no more. That said, of course, in terms of the underlying element of this story, this really is no different from what we've been talking about going all the way back to August. We talked about it in the middle of September as well, I think, when we were saying that Bale is playing now. He's in the team now. He's starting now. He's getting continuity now. But that doesn't mean he's playing. Remember that comment, playing happily. Remember that comment he made when he was last with the Wales squad, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago? And he said, I'm playing, but I wouldn't say I'm playing happily. And that is this in a nutshell. Now, I think it's very difficult at this early stage to say he will go, because of course we saw this in the summer. Even if you want to go, even if the club is trying to force you out, you have to find an exit. And in the summer, they didn't find one. Until very late in the summer, they found that opportunity to go to China, thought it was all done, and at the last minute, Real Madrid turned around and said no. And so Bale, I think, is angry about that. Bale, I think, at the moment feels irritated by that. And yeah, I don't doubt for a minute that this idea that, well, you know, if there was a good way out, I'd take it. But that's not quite the same as saying this will happen, because it's very, very difficult to make this happen. And personally, if I was Bale, to go back to your question in terms of the timing, I'd be thinking, look, I'm not very happy. I'm not very pleased with the way they treated me. I don't have a particularly great relationship with the manager. But hey, I'm a starter now at Real Madrid again. And so between now and the end of the season, I think a lot can happen that will alter the way this plays out.
It's interesting when you take a look at the league table, because we've talked a lot about Real Madrid and Barcelona and the problems that both sides have had so far this season. Yet they are 1-2 in Spain. They go head-to-head October 26th, Sid. And of course, there'll be no Dembele available for the first Clásico of the season. Something we've discussed as well over the last couple of days. After Dembele saying to Mateo Lahoz, the referee, you're very bad, not once, but twice. What's the reaction been to the punishment that he received for, on the outside, looks like not the worst thing you can say to a referee?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been interpreted differently, depending on, of course, on which side of the divide you're on in Spain. But also, I think there's a sense that this was Mateo Lahoz, a referee who is known for being a bit of an improv performer, shall we say. He quite likes being the centre of attention. He does occasionally seem to be making it up as he goes along. He's sometimes very, very much a referee who will have dialogue with players, and then other times absolutely the opposite. You cannot talk to me. In fact, there's some footage from this game of Luis Suarez saying something and him saying to Suarez, shut up, and Suarez saying, what, can't we talk? And Mateo Lahoz saying, no. Now, obviously, this is him in don't talk mode. A player says very bad and gets sent off. But that said, it's a second yellow card. By the letter of the law, you get 2 games banned for this, what's known as a lack of consideration for the referee. And so despite that sense that, well, the referee was very heavy-handed, actually, with the rulebook in hand, there's not too much that can be said about it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.